everyone, are you looking to integrate the map in your Flutter app but can't decide between the Google Map and OpenStreetMap? In this tutorial, we'll not only compare both but also explore their most common used feature in the real world application. But first, let's quick break down the key differences between these two, why we have used between them, what is the key feature of these two. Google Map or detailed and commercial map service with real-time navigation, traffic update, satellite imagery, but it has API restriction and potentially cost. But OpenStreetMap, a free open source alternative where user contribute data, it's great for customization, offline map and ultimate use. But both of them has its pro and cons. OpenStreetMap lacks Google real-time traffic and navigation precision. Now let's see what we'll cover in this video. First, we have integrate both maps in our both Android and iOS app. We have get the user current location, we have add the custom marker and info window, draw polyline, polygon and shape, implement navigation and routing feature, and we have also compared the pro and cons of this both between this entire tutorial. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a clear understanding of which mapping solution suit you best for your project. So what do you think? Which one is better for your app? Let's find out by using this both of this mapping platform in our Flutter app. We have used all of this feature. We have starting from the integration of both this map in our device. After we have integrated and we have start to explore its common feature and see which one mapping platform suit you and your project, and at the same time we have learned the Google Map in our Flutter app, which is the essential in the journey of Flutter development. Let's start the complete video. Let's continue the video. You can see this is the brand new Flutter project. I have just created that. Now the first step is to add the Google Map Flutter package in your system. Go to the pub.dev, or you can directly install from the VS Code as well, and you can add the latest version of Google Map Flutter package in your system. You can see I have added the latest version of Google Map Flutter package. After you have added the Google Map Flutter package in your system, you need to set up. First, you have set up for the Android. In your system, your main SDK version at least the 20. Keep in the mind, your main SDK version is at least the 20. Go to the Android app, build.gradle. Here you can see latest update of Flutter, auto detect the latest version. If you have used the old version of Flutter, then you need to define here the latest version, otherwise it auto detect your latest version. After this, we have added this metadata in our Android manifest.xml file. Copy this metadata from here and go to the Android app src main, and here Android manifest.xml file. Here is the one metadata is already there in your system. Then you need to paste the second metadata just before the ending of first metadata, and here is the section your API key. You can replace this your API key text with your actual API key, Google API key. I'll instruct you for this API key as well. Go to the Google Map API console, search this, and here is the first link, Google Cloud Platform. Click on there. And first, if you have not created an account here, first create your account with your Gmail and go to the console section here, and you can see first go to here and create a project. I have already created too many projects, and select any one of this project and go to this menu, navigation menu, and here the API and service, and you can choose this library. Here is the list of library available. If you require to use the API key, first we need to enable the library. Click on view all, and for Google Map we need to add this map SDK for Android. You can enable this. Without enabling this library, you are unable to display the Google Map in your Flutter app. This is for Android, and for iOS, map SDK for iOS. Here you can see this map SDK for iOS. Enable this also. After you have enabled both the SDK for Android and iOS, go to again here, and here is the credential section. After you have select the credential, here is the create credential and API key. You have generated the API key here. Another thing you need to keep in your mind, first you need to create our account and log in. You need to add the credit card. It provides the $300 free for 1 year, and after that you need to enable the library that you are going to use and copy this API key from here and paste it just this API section. You can paste on here and save it and leave it from here. After this you have successfully completed for Android. Now we have do it for iOS as well. For iOS, to set up specify your API key in the application delegates. It may be application delegate.m or it may be application delegates.swift. I have used the Swift. For here you can copy this all from here, or you can just copy this line, your API key, gsservice.provider API key, your API key. You can copy this from here, or you can copy this all. And after you have copy, here is the iOS section, runner app delegation.swift, and you can paste it here and replace this with API key. And another important things, don't forget to import the Google Maps. And the last things is come here to port file for iOS, and by default this is like this commented. You need to uncomment this and add the latest version of iOS. I'll make it at least 14 and save, and lastly from here. Now you have successfully completed the setup. After we have successfully completed the setup, I'll create the new dart file and give the name, and I'll define the stateful widget, and I'll give the Google Map Flutter name of my class, and I have replaced this placeholder with scaffold. After that, in the home page, I'll define the Google Map Flutter. And in the body, we'll define the Google Map. We require the initial camera position. It takes the camera position. Now let's define the target. Latitude, longitude. I'll give the name my current location equal to again latitude, longitude, and you give the any latitude and longitude, but I'll give my area latitude and longitude, Nepal latitude and longitude. After that, in the target of camera position, we'll set the my current location. And I'll set the zoom to 15. Let's try to restart. You can see we have successfully integrated the Google Map in our Flutter app. Let's comment out this zoom and let's see and restart again. You can see by this way you can display the Google Map in your Flutter app. By double clicking it, you can zoom this Indian Ocean, India, Nepal, China. You can see all the data. By this way, you can implement the Google Map in your project. After we have successfully integrated on iOS, let's try same in Android as well. You can see we have successfully run this app on Android as well. In Android, here you have by default provide the zoom in button and zoom out button. By clicking it, you can zoom in and zoom out the map. That's it for Google integration part. After we have successfully integrated the Google Map in both the Android and iOS device, now we have dived into changing default marker into a custom marker. We are going to change the default marker to a custom marker, and we have also added the marker info as well that you have already shown is in demo. You are going to change the Google Map marker. I'm hoping that you have already set up the project and add the API key. Let's enable the zoom and restart the app. Can see this is the area that I have provided in my current location. For a default marker, here is the marker parameter inside the Google Map marker. Inside this marker, you need to provide a marker ID. You can provide anything inside this. I'll provide the marker ID. After this marker ID, you need to provide the position. Inside this position, you can provide latitude and longitude, but I have already created here. I'll provide this position, and you can see here is the default marker. You can zoom it. This is the default marker that provided by Google Map, and let's make it draggable. By default it is false. After you have set up the draggable true and define the on drag int, you can easily drag this marker. Let's try. You can see you can drag this marker. After this, let's define some info. Inside this, there is a two parameter title of the marker and snap it. After you have provided the info window, and if you click on the marker, you can see it's provide the information about this marker. You can set any information. Now after this default marker, and we have set the some information about marker, now we have code for the custom marker. First we need to define the variable to store the custom marker. After this variable, we need one function to set a custom marker icon. You can give any name to this function. I'll give the custom marker. Inside this function, here is the bitmap descriptor dot assets. We are going to set the default marker by using the assets. We have stored the image locally and display on it. Here is the image configuration first, and second is that we have provided the address of this custom marker. For this image, I have created one folder, asset folder. Inside this asset folder, I have the image. I'll provide the three images, but we have used just one image in this video. You can see this is the image that we have used, and most important things you need to keep in your mind. Image must be the very small. If you have used the 1080 by 1080 image, then you have faced the error. It is unable to display. You have just used the 64 by 64 image or 128 by 128 image. More than this size, you have unable to display it. And we have also defined this image inside the pubspec.yml. And after that, we have defined the address of this image. After we have provided the address of this image, then we need to update the state. Here is the set state to update the state, and we have provided this custom icon into this icon. That's it. And one last is we need to call the function that says the custom marker. For this, here is the init state. Inside this init state, we have defined the custom marker function. We have completed all the required steps to display the custom marker. Then the last step is we need to define this function. After this info marker, inside the marker icon parameter, we need to define the custom icon. Save it and restart the app. Here you have successfully changed the default marker into a custom marker. You can drag this marker as well. You can see. And if you click on this marker, here is the info of this marker. You can change this info according to your requirement and app condition. By this way, you can easily change the default marker into a custom marker in our Flutter app. After we have successfully changed the default marker into a custom marker, now we have dive to get a user current location. You have already knows that in the demo we are going to show the user current location. If user click on this my current location icon, the Google Map show the user current location by using the marker. For that we have just comment this marker section from here, and we have also comment this line as well. Let's save it. You can see there is no any marker. Now we have continued the today's video. I'll provide all the source code is in the description. First we have created the Google Map controller by using the let keyword. Let keyword ensure that the variable is not nullable but doesn't need to be initialized immediately. You can initialize it later. After this Google Map controller, we have just set the marker as well. After this, we have set the marker in Google Map. And let's define the onMap create function. It is used to setting the controller when map is created. After this, we have removed this icon from here and we have customly defined. It's maybe my location button. By default, it is true. We make it false. After that, we have defined this inside the floating action button. Floating action button. Inside this floating action button, here is the onPress. We have performed the operation inside this onPress. And here is the child icon. Inside this icon, here is the my location. And we have set its size to 30 and background color to white. After this, you can see when we have click on this my location icon, it's dragged to the user location. Inside this onPress, we have make this function async. We have required the geolocator package to show the user current location. First, we have add the geolocator package. It's a help to show the user current location. First, go to the pop.dev and here is the geolocator package. Currently, it is 12.0.0 version is available. First, you need to add this package in your system, geolocator package. It's required some setup on both the Android and iOS. First, here is the Android section. Go to the Android section. You don't need to add this. It is already in your system. You can check it. If there is no this to file, then you can add and you can change your compile SDK version to 33. My system auto detect the latest compile SDK version. If you have faced any compile SDK version error, then you have go to the Android section, app build.gradle, then you can change the compile SDK version. Here is the compile SDK version. You can change it to 33. The main important things is we need to add this to permission on our manifest file. Copy these two files from here. And here is the Android section, app, src, main. You all know that. Here is the Android manifest.xml file. Paste this to user permission line just ahead of this application tag and save it. For this current video, it's not required for us. And that's it for Android setup. If we have faced any error, we have solved during the time. Here is the iOS section, runner, and here is the info.filis. And here is the iOS section. Copy these two lines. You can see I have pasted this two line here. And inside this string, you can write the comment why you have used this package. I have just write to get user current location, or you can just set it default as well. After this, we didn't require this and you need to copy this all and paste it here. Save it and leave it from here. After that, you have successfully set up the geolocator for our project. After we have successfully set up the geolocator, then we have continue to code. We have already make it async, getting the current position of the user. We have required the position, and for this position, we have separately defined one function. We make it future. I will give the function name current position. and I have also make it async. This problem is solved at the time, and I will define this function here. After that, we have performed all the operations that we have required to display the user current location. For this, first we have set the variable. This variable check whether the location service on the device are enabled or not, and we have also checked the another variable, that is location permission. This is the location permission, and here the permission. This location permission check and request the necessary location permission for the user. After this two variable, we have check if the location service are enabled or not. Check if the location service are enabled or not. We have check all the permission. You maybe check only one, or you can check the complete, but checking all the permission is the best practice. Here is the service enable. We use the await keyword, geolocator dot check permission. We have checked the permission. If permission is equal to location permission dot deny, we have checked permission equal to await geolocator dot request permission. If user denied the location permission, we have request for the permission, and still user denied the permission, then we have written the future dot error message, location permission denied. And we have checked another permission. If permission location permission dot denied forever, if user denied the permission to use the location forever, then we have return future dot error, location denied permanently. At last, we have getting the position, geolocator dot get current position, and we have written this position. This is not a service enable, it is the permission. This is the permission. After you have changed it to permission, all the error have solved. We have forget the one steps. We have checked the location permission status. This is the location permission status. Now after that we have checked if the service is enabled, then geolocator dot each location service. We have checked if the location service is enabled. If not, we have print the error message, future dot error. Let's check where is the error. I think this is the bracket fear error. Oh, here, this I think this is in here, and we have solved the error. We have faced this type of silly error during the coding. Now we have animate the camera to the user current position. It means when user click on my location, it animates and go to the user current location. For this, Google Map controller dot animate camera. That is the camera update dot new camera position. Inside the new camera position, here is the camera position. In this target, we have provide the position dot latitude and position dot longitude. New user location is comes from its live location. If user click on the my location button, the new latitude and longitudes comes from the its new location. And we have show the user current location by using the marker. First we have clear the marker. We have clear the old marker, and we have defined the new marker. Marker dot add. There is the marker. Inside this marker ID, you can provide any of the marker ID. I'll provide this is my location, and another is position. In this position, here is the latitude and longitude. We have provided the same latitude and longitude that we have triggered from the user new location. Now we have refreshing the state to update the UI with the new marker by using the set state. and save it, and let's restart. When you have restart the app and click on show my location icon, then it show the dialog box to get the permission. Here is the allow once, allow while using the app, didn't allow. If you didn't allow from here, the app is terminated. We have allow while using app. Here you can see the current location, but I think I forgot to define the zoom in new camera position. In this camera position, I'll forget to define the zoom. Here is the zoom. I'll define it 14. 14 is the best. And I will again restart the app. And let's try. You can see this is my exact location. This is my exact location. By this way, I have successfully displayed my current location. But you have unable to do this. I'll say this. Why? By default, in simulator, here is the current location. It's maybe California or Apple. To set your current location, first click on this simulator, just simulator. Here is the feature section on the top, and you can see here is the location. By default, in simulator, there is Apple is selected. If I will also select the apples and restart my app, and I will try to get my location, you can see here is the different location. I think you have also see this location. To solve this the problem, go to the location section and choose the custom location here, and you will need to provide your exact location. Here you can set your exact location and save it. After doing this, and save and reset the app, and after click on this icon, you have got your exact location. By default, it's maybe Apple location, or by default in the simulator there is the California location. You need to set your custom location. After we have successfully show our current location on iOS device, let's check on the Android device. Let's try to run on the Android device. You can see we have faced to update our Kotlin version. Let's see what's the new Kotlin version available. Here you can see here is the Kotlin version 2 is available. You can see go to the setting.gradle file. Here is the setting.gradle file. Inside here, this is the Kotlin version. You just need to change this from here, and another is root level build.gradle. One bad things in new update of Flutter, there is no any section of Kotlin version. I will provide all the source code. You can copy this from here. We need to add this line. After that, we have solved it. If this line is already in your system, then just update the Kotlin version. Recent update of Flutter didn't provide this all line. That's why we have also faced the problem during Firebase setup. You just need to add this line and save from here. I hope the error have gone, and let's try to run the app. You can see our app is built successfully. In Android, here is the 3 dot setting icon. Click on here, and here is the location. You need to set your location. First of all, search your location. My location is Surkhet. I'll search and this and save this. I have already saved my location here. After you have done this, when you try to get your current location, first it asks the permission from your side. When you give the permission, then it show your current location. Can see this is my exact location. By this way, you can easily show the user current location in the Google Map. We are going to draw a polyline. For that, let's create the separate file Google Map polyline dot. And let's create the stateful widget and give the name Google Map polyline. And replace this placeholder with scaffold. And after that, let's define this function in main.dart. And save it. And first, let's integrate the Google Map in our system. First, that we have already done in our previous video. I'll copy this from here and paste it. Here is the Google Map. I'll copy this all and paste it inside the scaffold and import the Google Map package. We didn't need this. Remove this, and we have also copied the marker and current location and paste it here. We didn't need this controller, and I have uncomment this as well. Remove the const keyboard. You can see. For the complete knowledge of Google Map, you can follow my playlist, and I have also instructed you how you can create the API key, a developer account. For the Google Map, you need to enable the Place API, Map SDK for Android, and the Map SDK for iOS. For this video, you can also need to enable the Direction API that I have already instructed in my first video. If you have any problem to enable this, you can watch my first video in my playlist. After that, we have continued the today's video. For polyline, first we set the polyline to draw on the map. For that, we use the final keyword to set the polyline inside this polyline, and I have give the name. After we have set the polyline, we have created the list of points that define the polyline. For that, we have used the list inside this lat long, and I will give the point on map. Inside this list, you need to provide the point that you are going to display in the polyline. For that, go to the Google line and just click anywhere, just like I'm going to click here. After you have clicked on any point, you have got the latitude and longitude, and you have provided this latitude and longitude inside this list. I have already collect this point, then I'll paste it here. You can provide any number of point as far as your requirement or how many distance you can create the polyline. I'll provide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polyline. After that, let initialize it. Now, after initializing, we have added the marker and polyline points. For that, we use the for loop, and I'll define one int character inside in starting from the 0 index. It means first index in this list, and end with the point on map dot length. End with the length of the point on the map. If here is the only 2 point, then it's create the only 2 point, and if there is more point, it's create the more. And after that, we have increase the number one by one. After that, we have add a marker at each position or at each point. For that, here is the marker. We have already defined it, and marker dot add. Inside this, we have used the marker, and we have provide the unique ID for age marker. For that, we have give I dot toString. This I from here. Age time, the unique ID for age marker. And we have also provide the position. This position is from point of the map. And we have also provide the some info. You can provide any info inside this. That is the two parameter inside this info window. One is the title, and another is snap it. After that, we have defined the icon, and inside this icon, we have defined the default marker icon. After this all, we have connect all the polyline that we have defined. We have used the polyline that we have created here, and dot add polyline ID. We have just provide ID. Point of this polyline is from point of the map. And last, the color of the polyline is colors.blue. And I think all is completed. Now, only one thing that require is we need to define this polyline inside the Google Map. After that, save it and restart the app. we have successfully draw a polyline inside our Google Map. You can just remove any point. You can see we have just used 3 point and the polyline is like this, and we have used all the point and polyline is like this. By this way, you can create the static polyline in Google Maps. In upcoming video, we have created the dynamic polyline with the user live location by the use of Flutter polyline point package. We are going to draw a polygon. Everyone knows that the differences between polyline and polygon. Polyline is straight or curved line. Polygon is the shape that it may be rectangular, triangular or different shapes. For that, we have created the separate file for this. I give the name Google Map Polygon and create a stateful widget. First, we have display the Google Map in our polygon screen that I have copied from this polyline screen. First, I have copied this my location and marker from here and paste it. After this, I have also copied this Google Map from here. In every video, there is no meaning to give the lots of time to set up the map, and I will define this inside our main file. Google Map Polygon. Let's save it. You can see. After the Google Map integration is complete, let's start for the code to draw a polygon. I'll confuse in between polyline and polygon. First, let's create the controller for this. A complete object is used to control the Google Map controller asynchronously. Let's define the final keyboard, and here is the completer, and inside this we have used the Google Map controller, and I'll give its name to completer and equal to completer. This controller is provided by Google Map, and we have already initialized the empty marker. The main important things is we set the polygon first. The set is used to hold the polygon on the map using hatch set for better performance with unique items. And I'll give it the name polygon and hatch set. I make you clear every part of this line, how it works. A set in that is the collection of unique items. It is useful when you want to ensure that all items in the collection are unique. A set collection type is typically used when you want to perform an operation like adding, removing and checking. We have added the set of points, that's why we use this set here, and polygon is the type provided by the Google Map Flutter. Everyone knows that, and this is the name, there is no doubt about this. And this hatch set is a specific implementation of the set interface in that it is optimized for performance and ensure that the item in the set are unique. And as said, use a hatching algorithm to store and retrieve the items. And after this hatch set, let's define the one list, and I'll give this list name to points, and we'll define the one array. Inside this list, we have store the point that we are going to draw. For that, I'll also instruct you how you can collect the list of point in the Google Map. You can choose any location that you have wants to draw a polygon. I'll choose this location is near my area, and here is the stadium, and this is my university. And if you double click on any point, here you can get the latitude and longitude. Copy this from and paste it here. I have already collected the list of points to consume the time, and only one things you need to keep in your mind to draw a polygon. The first point in your polygon and the last point in your polygon must be same. After that, only the polygon is draw, otherwise it's look like one line. After you have collected this all the point, let's we define the one method to add a polygon to the set of polygons. The polygon is created using the defined point that we have collected just before that. And inside this method, there is the polygon dot add function. Inside this, there is the polygon, and we need to give an ID. You can give any unique ID inside this. And here is the point parameter. We will connect this point with this point. Here is the stroke color, the color of the polygon border. You can give any color that you have like, and the width of this border. By default, its width is too much. You can see this is 10. I feel that this is too much, and I'll give to the 4. And the fill color inside this polygon, which color do you want to fill? I'll choose the color green. Inside the fill color, I have choose the green color, and I have also set the opacity to 0.1. And here is geodesic. By default it is false. We need to make it true. It's indicate whether the polygon should follow the earth curvature or not. After we have add all this point inside the polygon, and we have initialized this, just we define this function inside the init state, and our task is completed. Inside this Google map, here is polygon parameter, and we'll define its polygon that we have created. And one last thing is on map create function. This is the void function. It is used to complete the Google map controller once the map is created. After this all, let's save it and restart our app. And let's try to zoom it. You can see we have successfully drawn a polygon inside our Google map. You can change this border color, you can change this fill color as far as your requirement. By this way, you can easily draw a polygon inside your Google map. After we have successfully integrated the Google map, change to default marker into a custom marker, draw a polyline, polygon, and get current user location. Now we have dived into designing the custom info window that we have tried to design like to like similar that we have shown is in the Google map. You can see I have just initialized the Google map. I hope you have know how to initialize the Google map. If you have any problem to display the Google map in your Flutter app, you can watch my previous tutorial. I think this is our 6th video in Google map. We have covered all the components in Google map. In upcoming video, we have also covered the remaining topics. You have already watched the demo. What we are going to learn in our today's video, we are going to add a custom info window in our marker. For that, the first step is we need to add this custom info window package. It helps us to display the custom info window. For that, just copy this package and paste it in pubspec.yml. You can see after that we have ready to continue the today's video. After you have added the package, the next step is you need to initialize the controller. It manages the custom info window we have here. After we have initializing the custom info window, we have also set the marker to be displayed on the map. After we have set the marker, now we have created the one list of array to list the coordinate lat long where a marker will be placed, and you have give the any name to this array. You can add any number of latitude and longitude. I have added just 3. You can see I have added the 3 latitude and longitude that I am going to display in my map. After this, we are going to initialize it, and I have created one function. I'll give the name display info. This function is used to add the marker and the custom info window on the map. First, we apply the simple for loop. Here you can see I have just applied the simple for loop where the value of I is starting from the 0 index and its values goes until the length of this array. How many number of length we don't matter, it's go until the last index and increase the value of index every time by 1. And inside this function we have add the marker dot add, and here is the marker. We need to define the marker id. We have defined the unique marker id, that is from i.toString. Every time the marker id will be unique. After this marker id we have defined the default marker icon. This is bitmap descriptor dot default marker. We have display this marker, and where we have display this in this all the point that we have defined is in the array. And here is the onTap function. After we have add the marker, here we have defined the set state and we have initialized this function here, display info. And we have initialized the marker here. You can see marker. Let's save it and restart the app. Here you can see, I think I'll set this zoom to 7. After we have displayed these 3 marker, now we have defined the custom info window from the package that we have already added in our system controller. Inside this controller we have added the custom info window controller, and here you can see here is the height, width and offset. You can provide any height, and I think I'll provide the 150 for height, width 250 and the offset is 40. After this I have defined the onMapCreate function. It is used to assign the map controller to the custom info window controller. Now after the onMapCreate function is defined, we will display our custom info window. Custom info window controller dot add info window. You can see it takes 2 positional argument is expect. The first is any widget. You can display the any widget. I will display the container. And second is position, that I have defined this same position from the marker. And let's try. Inside this child column text children text, and let's try it is working or not. And if you click here, you can see the Nepal is display, but we have designed this by this way. If you click on every marker, display the same info, but in this video we have display the unique info according to the marker location. For that, first we have add the corresponding name for the location and corresponding image URL for the location. For that, I have already collect the name in the image. Here you can see I have defined the 3 address and its corresponding image. You can display any text icon, but I'll display the image. We have displayed the image from the network. Here you can see inside this image I'll provide the location image dot index. Here you can see the location image. It display the image corresponding to its index, and I'll provide the height to 125 and width to the 250. After this I'll also define the name. I'll just define the text widget. Inside this text widget, I'll provide the location name that I have defined in the top of my location name array. By this way, you can display the unique info window. Let's restart the app. And if you click on this, here you can see Pokhara and image. And if you click on another location, here you can see the different image and different name is appeared. And if you click on another image, here you can see by this way you can display the unique info window according to the corresponding location. If you just provide the one network image here and its name, then you have show the same info window in all the marker. And if you define the name and image by this way for creating one list and provide it the name of the marker and the image of the corresponding location, you have display this type of info window. At the end of this tutorial, I hope you have learned how to create a unique and dynamic info window in our Google Maps. Okay, that's it for today's video. I'll try to cover most of the topics. I think some topics are still remain. I'll come with next exciting video. Until now, okay, bye bye. We'll meet you again in next video. Okay, let's continue the video. You have already know that is in the demo what we are going to do in this tutorial. We have using the OpenStreetMap in our Flutter app. Some people are confused why we have used OpenStreetMap instead of the popular Google Map. I will make you clear first. After that, I will start to code. OpenStreetMap is a free open source mapping platform created and maintained by the community of contributors. Can understand? You can also contribute in the OpenStreetMap. It is free of cost and it is lightweight as well. That's why everyone can afford OpenStreetMap. Google Map is paid. You need to pay some amount to use the all feature of the Google Map. Instead of this, OpenStreetMap provide you the free of cost all of its feature. Some of user or some of app owner recommend to use the OpenStreetMap instead of the Google Map. Okay, that's it. Let's start the coding part. This is my main app. I didn't do anything. I have just used the stateless widget, and in my home I have defined the OpenStreetMap screen, and I have created the separate file for this to make it clear. Here I have used the stateful widget. We have required the stateful widget. That's why I have just defined the stateful widget and I have returned the scaffold, and remaining all are we have going to do. The first steps is you need to add some package. For this, we'll mention it. Ignore this all package. I'll recommend you to set up the geolocator. Some of this package ask the geolocator need to be set up in your system. I have already instructed you how to use the geolocator in my Google Map series. If you have any problem to set up the geolocator in your project, you can watch my tutorial. I'll put the link is in the description, or I have separately created the Google Map playlist. You can watch this all the playlist. Next, here I have mentioned that here for the OpenStreetMap you need this 1 2 3 4 5 6 package. You can add this package in your way. pop.dev, everyone use this. Lat long 2 package, we have used this package for common latitude and longitude calculation. And next package, that is Flutter map, to display the OpenStreetMap. We have used this package to display the OpenStreetMap. Versatile mapping package for Flutter, simple and easy to learn, it completely customizable and configurable. It means you can edit the OpenStreetMap, you can use in your way. Is the best choice to mapping in your Flutter app. If you want to contribute in OpenStreetMap, you can easily edit this all. Go to the OpenStreetMap website and start to contribute. This all OpenStreetMap are ready by contributing someone, just like you, just like me. And next package that we have required is Flutter map location marker. We have used a marker to show the destination point. That's why we have used this package. And next is HTTP. We have used the OpenStreetMap API. That's why we have used this. And next is location package, cross-platform plugin for easy access to device location real time. We have used this package to get user current location, to display the user current location. And next package is Flutter polyline points. We have used this package, Flutter package, to get polyline point by either passing the coordinate or Google encode polyline string. In simply that this package is used to encode the polyline point into the lat long point. If you didn't want to use this package, you can manually return the encoding process in your code. Instead of this, using this package is the best way. Now after we have add this all the package, we have start our process. First we have display the OpenStreetMap here, and after that we have add the next feature. The first stage that you have need to do is you need to define a controller for managing map operation like moving and zooming. For that we have used the final keyword map controller, and you have give the any name. I'll give the name the map controller. After that let's add the app bar. Everyone knows how to define or how to add the app bar. It is the easy process, and I'll give the name OpenStreetMap. That's it, is in the app bar. In our body we're going to display the map here. I'll use the stacks because I need one button here to get the user location here. After you have add all the package, if you write the Flutter, I'll forget to add the children, Flutter map, it is auto suggestive, and inside there it requires children. Inside this Flutter map we have required a map controller that we have just created here. And after this map controller, next things is option, and map option something didn't need to speak, it name clarify the everything. Map option some feature of the map here. It is initial center during opening the app where you want to display. I'll just set it 0 0 lat long, I don't know where, but I'll use it. And initial zoom position I'll set to 2, just 2, and minimum 0, and max is 100. We have customized it later according to our requirement. And next things that we have required is tile layer to display the OpenStreetMap tile. I think it takes the tile layer. Here we have required URL template. We have get this template is in the Flutter map package. Let's go to the Flutter map package, and Flutter map package, no, Flutter map location marker. It get us the this URL template. Just copy it from here and just paste it, and I think that's it to initially display the map. Congratulations, you have successfully displayed the map, and this is the 0 0 lat long. And next thing that we have to do is display the marker is in the current location. Next we have the current location layer. There is the style property and location marker style. On there it provides the default marker. A marker takes the default location marker. Inside it takes the children icon. Inside this icon you can give any icons, but I'll give the related icon. This is location pin something, and I'll set the color tends to white. Okay, that's it for the default location marker. And next things that we need to do is marker size. It takes size, and I'll give it 35. Both height and width is 35. And marker direction tends to marker direction dot heading. Okay, after this it shows the current location. Yeah, this is my actual current location. Okay, this is my current location, but we have put the initial zoom position tends to 2, and we need to, by double clicking on it, we need to zoom it to display the zoom. Instead of this, at the end of this tutorial we have add here one floating action button, and in this button, by clicking on this button, you can get your current location, and that's easy. It is an easy process. In Google Map it takes some time, or this is some other function as well. And if you have stuck on here, initially your current location is California, you need to change it from VS Code. I'm not mentioning here, I'll already show you in my Google Map series. If you want to edit your current location from the VS Code, then watch my this Google Map tutorial. If I have do everything here, then its tutorial is too much long, and long tutorial is boring and no one can follow this all. I have detailedly show you how you can set your own custom latitude and longitude in your simulator VS Code. If you have already display your current location, then it is okay. Otherwise, if you have faced some other location, or if you have show your current location as in the California, then you need to edit it. And another beautiful feature of Google Street Map is it use own language. Every country, you can see this is India, and some language are Hindi and English, and this is Nepal, my country. It so is in the native language. This is the Nepali language. In China, I think it's the Chinese language, and European countries and US, it is the English language. It used the native language. After this, we have display our OpenStreetMap in Flutter project. We have display the current location of the user and marker. After this, our main task and the most important task is another two things. That is, we have add here one search bar, and if you put the some location here and click on the source button, it need to mark them. We have need a route from here, from your current location. If you put the location from your current location to Bangalore, then it need to display the shortest route. And the next thing is, by clicking on this get user current location button, it need to display it. First we have add this feature, and next we have do this. For that, we have required the one floating action button. Floating action button, it takes the floating action button itself. Here we have, just make it simple. Background color I'll give to colors.blue. You can give your best color. Child icons dot my location I'll set its color to white, and I'll just remove the elevation 0. Let's see. Yeah, good. I'll just increase the size of icon 30. Okay, good. And now we have created the method to get the user current location. For that, future white, I'll give the name to user current location. I'll just cut it from here, and I think here it is the easy. And first I need to store the current location coordinate by using the lat long and the destination current location. I'll give the name is current location. Okay, let's do it fast. If the current location not null, then move the map to the current location with the zoom level 15. That is current location dot move. Oh no, map controller. This is not map controller dot move to the current location. It not need to be a null, and zoom level to 15. Else show the message if the current location is not available. That is scaffold messenger. We have show error message if the current location is not available. I'll use the scaffold messenger. Okay, that's it for current location. Let's set it on the floating action button. Okay, and let's restart the app. After this, if we have click on this button, the map need to move to the my current location. Let's check it. Current location is not available. Okay, I think, oh, we have not set it our current location. After the tutorial is going on, we have set it. And next thing that I have add is initial camera position. What I have set here is, first we need to show a current location initial center, that is current location. If there is no any current location, then show the lat long with 0 0. Let's check it. Yeah, that's why until now we have not set our current location. Our next step is this. By sorting it, we have get the destination, and next thing is we have set our current location. I'll start from the defining the location. I'll define the location service to access the device location. Next things I'll add is text editing controller. We have created the one text field. For that we have used the text editing controller. Next thing that I have defined is bool is loading. Initially I'll set it true. Why? Because it indicates if the map is waiting for location data or not. Next I will already create the current location. Next I will create another lat long for destination. And last I will create the one list to store the route point between the current location and the destination. If I have set it all at once, it is easy during writing the code. Now, next thing that I have do is, first if you have run the app, then is ask permission. I'll create the method to initialize the location service and list for the location update and check the request location permission before proceeding it. For this future, void initialize location, I'll give the name. You can give any name and I'll make it async. And next I'll check the request location permission before proceeding it. Await and check and request permission. Check the request permission. I'll create this method. Next I'll create the method to check if the location service are enabled and request permission is necessary or not. And copy this method name. Here I'll write the permission code, and first I'll write the permission code. Check the permission code. If user have opened the code, it need to be asked the permission if you give the permission or not. If user give the permission, that then what to do, and if you didn't give the permission, then what to do. First I'll write the code and make you clear it. Okay. Okay, in this method what we are going to do is, first we have created a method to check if the location service are enabled and request permission if necessary. This is the method to check if location service are enabled and request permission is necessary. Then first we have check if the location service are enabled and request to enable location service if they are not denied. This is the request to enable the location service if they are not enabled. If it is written false, it means if service are not enabled. Then we have check if the location permission are guaranteed. We have check if permission has permission. If permission status tends to denied, request location permission if they are not guaranteed. Return false again. If return false if permission are not guaranteed. If it is false, then other case is return true if permission are guaranteed. If return permission, if user give permission, then return true. If user didn't give permission, then it is false. Permission guaranteed is not equal, then false, otherwise it's true. Normally, this 6-7 line of code clarify first ask the permission from the user. If it give the permission, not give the permission, again it asks to a permission. And if user didn't give the permission, then app is terminated. If user give the permission, then proceed the next steps. Next step we have required to initialize it. Init state, we need to initialize this initialize location. After that, next, this is the important that what we have gone to do is listen for location update and update the current location. First we have listen for location update and update the current location. For that, where we have done it, we have do it inside the initialize location method. Location dot on location change. What to do? We have listen it here. We have the location data. If location data dot latitude not equal to null and location data dot longitude not equal to null, then set state and current location tends to latitude. Location data dot latitude it didn't need to be a null. If it is null, then it's not working. This latitude is not nullable, and location data dot longitude is also not nullable. And if this both latitude and longitude get, if we have get both latitude and longitude, then we have or the name of our loading is loading tends to false. Initially our loading is true here. If we have get both the latitude and longitude, then it is false. Stop loading once the location is obtained. I'll stop loading once the location is obtained. And let's restart the app. See, but zoom is too much. Next things that we have do is we have created the method to fetch the coordinate from a given location using the OpenStreetMap Notion API. Our main thing is start. We have created the method here to fetch coordinate from a given location using the OpenStreetMap API. Same process. First we have created a future function here. We have require a API. First we have store it. I'll give the name URL. You have know it. I have also created the API playlist. On there we have used the URI.parse method to store and display the API. API.parse. Here we have put our API, which is OpenStreetMap API. This is the OpenStreetMap API. In search, after that you need to put the location here. By this we have searched this location, and after this we have required the response. Final response tends to await http. We need to add a HTTP package here, then we have only use it, import HTTP slash http is HTTP. After that we have use it here, http get URL. Now first I'll write the code again and I'll explain it later. If okay, this is the method to face coordinate for given location using the OpenStreetMap API, where we have first we have parsed the API here and first check response.status code stands to 200. If data is not empty, then extract the latitude and longitude from the API response. This is for latitude and this is for longitude, and we have set the destination coordinate here and face the route to the destination. We have create the face route method here to face the route to the destination. From we have source some destination, it will be display from our current location to destination location. Next we have created the method to face the route between the current location and destination using the OSRM API. Just copy it. Again we have created the method which is future void face route async. If first we have check it, if current location tends to null, if current location is null or destination is also null, then return nothing. Final URL, again we have used the URI.parse because we are using another API. This time I'll show you from where you have got the API. Just copy this OSRM and paste it here, and here is the API section, and thus use this API using polyline. Copy it from here and we have customized here and just paste it here. Let's remove this from here, and now you need to do one things, route.project/osrm.org/route v1 driving. After this driving, first we have removed this all, we have add it later. The things that we need is we have get the latitude and longitude from where? From the search bar. We have searched the location, we have decode this name to a latitude longitude, and we have displayed the destination. For this we have the current location dot longitude comma current location dot latitude. It must be a value, it didn't need to be a null, and you need to pass the semicolon here. And again for the destination, what does we need to do? Destination longitude and destination dot latitude. Anytime it's asked the value, if this is null, it is not working. After this you need to pass something that we have removed before, question mark overview equal to full and geometrics equal to polyline. In simple sentence, else what I'm going to say is, in this all process, first we have source from the search bar, we have search not using the latitude longitude, we have search using the text. It will be decoded as the latitude longitude format, and in OpenStreetMap backend process search using this lat long, and if it find it, and it will again display it using the text. That's why we need to do this process. After this we have do the simple process that we have done it in every time. First we have get the response, and next we have check the status code is 200. If the status code is 200, then we have continue our process, and otherwise we have show the fail to phase data. This decode process, we need to decode it. Why we have used the text need to be converted into a polyline lat long, and again lat long need to be converted into a destination point. That's why we need to decode the polyline into a list of coordinate. Next we have create the method to decode it. Method to decode polyline string into a list of geometrical coordinates. Okay, here you can see this is the method to decode the polyline string into a list of geographical coordinate. If you go to the Flutter polyline point documentation, let's see the Flutter polyline point documentation. It show all the process, how you can convert it, how you can get it. I'll just copy it from here and paste it here. We have convert the decode point into a lat long object. Okay, after we have complete all the method, now last thing that we have required is we are going to display it. First we have created the one text field, and to source the item we have used the stack here. Inside the position widget, I'll just create the one text field. Here you can see here the position widget, I'll set top, right, left all tends to 0, and I'll set the padding all every side it's 8, and expanded widget take the remaining all available space for the text field. And controller, we have location controller that we have created before, and in hint text I'll give the enter your location, and the border contain padding, and that's it. In here icon button, if you click this icon button, the source destination need to be displayed. For that, this is the simple icon button. I'll pass the source, and here if location is not empty, if you provide some location, then paste the coordinate point. From location, this paste coordinate point that we have created the method just before. This is the simple process, all the method that we have created. After this, we have required one marker layer to display the destination marker on the map. We need to display the destination point using the marker. For that, what we have to do is, if destination is not null, then what does we do? Marker layer, marker takes the marker, and we have display the marker. Point destination in child, point cannot be a null. In child, I'll pass the icon, which is icons dot location, and this I'll set the width of this icon is 50 and height is also 50, and color of this icon is red. Next and last things that we have required is we have required a polyline layer to display the route between the current location and the destination. That is, if what we have checked, current location is not null and destination point is also not null, and route is not empty, then only draw the polyline. What happened here? Let's see. Oh, this is the wrong way. Mistake. Equal to not a null. Okay, that's it. All are solved. Polyline layer. It's take a polyline. Point is route, and width of this route is 5, and color is red. Everything is completed. And let's save it and run the app. And I think we need some style for the button. Style icon button dot style form, background color tends to white. That's it. And we need a loading here. Is loading, we need to set center and child circular progress indicator, otherwise wait. If data is in the waiting stage, then show the indicator, otherwise show the map. I think everything is okay. Let's run the app. Yeah, and let's click on the get user location, and it gets too much zoom. Let's see where we have got mistake. We have check it by double clicking on it. You can also get the zoom, and let's pass the some location here. Kathmandu, I'll pass it. capital city of Nepal. Location not found, please try another. I have the spelling mistake, Kathmandu this is, and let's search it. Yeah, but the location is from this 0 latitude. We have the one mistakes, that is in one point we have passed the, instead of the current location we have passed the latitude longitude. That's why we have face error and it takes time to search it. First I'll search it and I'll show you where we have got the mistakes. Sometimes this type of mistakes takes too much time. Okay, finally I have find the error. Find where I have got mistakes. It takes me nearly 1 hour to find out. I have rechecked code again and again, but I'm unable to find out. I think I have checked my this code with my previous code, but I am again unable to find out. It takes me nearly 1 hour. Do you know where I have got the mistakes? This type of mistakes kill your whole life. Here you can see in current location section I have mentioned both the latitude. That's why if I'm click to get user current location, it show me the different location, and if I'm trying to draw a polyline in on the destination just like this, it draw a polyline from here, from the different location. It's every time it's a different location. Just this error, it wastes my nearly 1 hour of time. If you correct this and reload the app, our app is perfectly working. If you click the get user current location, it give the my exact location. This is my location with zoom 15, and if you wants to draw a polyline between the destination, just like I'll put my local address some Bulbulital, and if I try to draw a polyline, it give me a best route, shortest route between them. This is the shortest route and it draw a polyline here. Let's try this address, which is Kalinchok, and you can see it draw a line with it, not draw just a straight line, it draw a line, polyline with the shortest address with the route. This is the exact route. And if you wants to sort the route between the international, just like I'm from the Surkhet districts of my country, and if I am trying to source the destination of my capital city, which is Kathmandu, and it give me the best route, which is the shortest route and one of the popular route. Can see that's why OpenStreetMap is most popular. It is easy and it's it provide you the free of cost. Let's try the some international destination. I'm from Nepal and I'll try to draw a polyline between India. I think it's the capital city of India. See, by this way, India, you can use the OpenStreetMap in your project. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you have learned something new. In this video, I'll show you the complete tutorial about the OpenStreetMap, how you can display it, how you can draw a polyline, how you can get a user current location, how you can set a marker, how you can set a destination marker, all. Okay, bye-bye. If you want a complete code, you can buy me a coffee, or if you want to follow tutorial by watching this is the best way. Watch this, try to do it yourself, and okay, bye bye. We'll meet you again in the next tutorial.